Okay, so then we're starting the teaching session to turn to the text on page 2 or on the screen, but I've got some problems. Oh, here we are. Okay, so you've got an option now on the screen or on the text in front of you. From the heart of the Savior, 100 deities of Tishida, on the peak of a cloud resembling a clump of extremely white fresh curd, King of the Dharma, omniscient Losandrapa, please come here together with your sons. In the sky before me on a line-thrown lotus and moon, my perfect pure Guru smiles with delight. Supreme field of merit from a mind of faith. Please abide for 100 eons to spread the teachings. Your holy mind has the intelligence that understands the full extent of objects to be known. Your holy speech is this excellent explanation and ear ornament for those of good fortune. Your holy body is radiantly beautiful with glory renown. To you who are meaningful to see, hear, and remember, I prostrate. Pleasing drinking water, various flowers, fragrant incenses, light scented waters, and so forth. Oceans of cloud-like offerings, both actually arranged and mentally emanated. I offer to you the supreme field of merit. Whatever non-virtue of body, speech, and mind, especially those opposite the three vows that I've collected from beginningless time, I confess each and every one with fervent regret from my heart. You strove for much learning and practice in the degenerate age, and made your freedoms and riches meaningful by abandoning the eight worldly concerns. Saviour, we sincerely rejoice in your extensive deeds. Perfect, pure, holy gurus from billowing clouds of wisdom and compassion in the sky of the Dharmakaya, please let fall a rain of profound, extensive Dharma upon the receptacle of those to be subdued exactly as they need. May whatever virtue I have collected benefit the teachings and all transmigratory beings, and in particular may it cause the essence of perfect pure Losandrapa's teaching to shine forever. Sashi Poki Shur Shime Tog Tamri Rabling Si Ni De Gempadi Sangye Shingdu Mi Te Owa Yidu Konam Dag Shin La Cho Pa Sho. By the merits of having offered this mandala to Lama Tsongkhapa and his two sons, may I, my family members, and all sending beings be able to meet, practice, and actualize teacher of the victorious one, Losandrapa, who at the morality of an eminently way pure way of life was courageous in extensive conduct of the sons of victorious ones and accomplished the yoga of the two stages of supreme bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamiyatayami. By the force of having fervently requested in this way, hollow beams of white light are emitted from the hearts of the perfect pure Father and Sons, and combining into one, into my crown, white nectar, the color of milk, flows from the opening of the tube of white light, cleansing all my sicknesses, spirit harms, negative karmas, obscurations, and their impotence without exception. My body becomes as pure and clear as crystal. Mimeze we te te chen re zi, dreame kempe wampo jumpa yan, dum palu chumwe samwe dang, gan chen tempen zen kan song kapa, lo zandra ble zabla so wa de, mimeze we te te chen re zi, dreame kempe wampo jumpa yan, dum palu chumwe samwe dang, gan chen tempen zen kan song kapa, lo zandra ble zabla so wa de, Mime se we te te chen re zi, dreame kempe wampo jumpo ya, dumo palu jong we san we da, gan chen ten pen sen kan san kapa, lo zan dra ble sabla so wa de.
Sangye chedan sojin chonum la chanchu
Padu
padu
dami
dami
kapsu
kapsu
chi
che dagi
dagi
chushi
cheni
ge
ke pepsa.
banzadak
Dola
dola
penche
peche
sange
sangye
do
dubara
pa sho.
sho Sanji
Chulong
Chudan
Sokye
Sojin
Chonam
Chonam
La
La
Chan.
Chanchu Pardu Dan Kyabsun Dagi Chushi Yeband Dagi Rolamben Sanjin Drubar Sho Sanji Chudan Sojin Chonam La Chanchu Pardu Dan Kyabsun Dagi Chushi Yeband Dagi Rolamben Sanjin Drubar Sho 강기 투진이 손에 따와 탐제 밤비처를 담비춘 된지 고동 대라 창제로 시신 경건 자회 로드도 계산나외研究 历史 손잡에 배질라면 제비 통제 재미 돈된 라장설 남한라에게 달라던 노지기 지방다다 미에게 논던로 군지라는 지점을 탐지게도 다기 최된 또 Good morning everyone. How are you? 샤바들리 잠발.
Not Geshe.
And 균질 채워 US. 채워는
So
네.
you have some questions?
Yes. That's good.
Testing. Morning, Geshe. On Friday, you indicated that the practice of ethical discipline will attain freedom from the afflictions, and that there's no other way to eliminate the afflictions. However, in the section on the perfection of wisdom in the Lamrim Chenmo, Buddha is quoted as saying, ethical discipline without wisdom usually becomes sullied by the afflictions. And Tsongkhapa also quotes Chandrakirti in volume 3 as stating, through stopping misconceptions, emptiness stops the afflictions. So could you comment on the relative effectiveness of ethical discipline and realization of emptiness and eliminating the afflictions?
야구코사.
No. 아니 Geshe 가서 사파상이 모델라. 다 녀모 파야 기초대 아니 수진 레슨 스무스. 녀모 빵탑서 다 녀모 파야 기초대라. 때 마도 아니 셴바 요마레신 송송. 아니 코라 따디 따와 레멘도도 첸스 카르치닐라나 라민 치미기 탄다. 시라기 리위기 카르수 다 녀모 파야티 shirar ki toni pangur ma to an shemba khaeng ta pangtu mares chine de sungsha te da nyam do ani ande dawa ta bogi sheje den de tangje ani tongi to be shirar gyula den be thone ani nyamo de pangur ma to shemba khaeng pangtu mares den de sungsha kande na
계란 라비아 디자시자단 바레스. 내가저 계란 라비아 디자시자단 바레스로. 내가저 사파산 니모텔라 니무방에 니무조 디츠르미 세다 페시. 내가저 랍단지 토는 모두 딜라위기 마레스. 라.
yes whatever you just asked me question this is 100% right and last Friday as I stated that maybe I didn't say or there is some kind of misunderstanding that the main antidote to uh, antidote of this affliction is not the uh, wisdom realization of emptiness. This is some kind of misunderstanding.
단당이 템발라야 니 갑투디 아니 가릴라고 알슬라와나. 단단 뉴몽기 님보디 조디 뉴몽기 짜와 당즈 마리바기. 최남기 니루라야 신줄로도 슈딩이기다 뉴문그 싸워져라서 디 우기님보디 돈바니 또비 셔르드레스 딘디기 당즈 마리비기 아니 님보 우스 제통에기 돈바니 또비 셔르디 아니 신넬라 땡고 그레스 딘디기 돈바니 또비 셔르기 싸워 제통에 신이디 술tum을 땡고 그레스 인자 지 술tum 길하바디 메나 데니 돈바니 또비 셔르디기 Tsudrum labala matem para tombani tobi sherviki atan tombani tobi sherviki ni nyumung ngunye chitu echi yo mares ta dilabres ta
What I remember is, since wisdom realizing emptiness is the antidote of ignorance, or ignorance is the root cause of all the suffering, and ignorance is the root cause of all the afflictive emotions. So this ignorance of grasping at the self, so for that to abandon, actually, we need the actual antidote. So this antidote is wisdom realizing emptiness. So to arise or to realize, to arise in one's own continuum, this wisdom realizing emptiness, actually, we need this beforehand. Actually, we need to understand, or we need to arise in our mental continuum, what is the concentration or meditative stabilization. To have in this concentration or meditative stabilization in one's own continuum, actually, we need to have ethical discipline. If you don't have ethical discipline, then you will not have this concentration. And if you don't have concentration, then one will not have also this wisdom realizing emptiness. So that's why last time I said that, if you don't have this ethical discipline, then one will never uh, understand the wisdom realizing emptiness. And uh, so this so that's why ethical discipline act as the basis.
데레 마도 지단디 송라 단다 빠추기 타바게 참소 몬단 갈메 cher 신드니 바 살주면스 에 게하고라 용단 라 장바드 닌지라 소바 디기디 뉴무게 뉴무 무슨 좀시 차그 말레스 술tum 샤니 장바드 닌지라 소바티양 잔주 셈라 소바티양 뉴무 무슨 좀시 차그 말레스 간스나 뉴무던 전당 무슨 가와 마레와스 라온디 뉴무 비게기다 우지 님부 체통에 디 아니 뉴무 당즈 마리바테다 전당 무슨 가와지 인고르스 또 타chen 송여르스더라 딘즈디 노르사스키요 마다
So as this is clearly stated by Dharmakirti in one of his texts, so all this love and compassion and so forth, these are of course all the positive emotions. So these positive emotion cannot act as the antidote of the ignorance, or ignorance of grasping at itself. So then actually this ignorance of grasping at itself, this antidote or actual antidote is wisdom realizing emptiness. So only this wisdom realizing emptiness act as the actual antidote to discard the ignorance of grasping at itself. So that's why. So here, so first we need to understand that this ignorance of grasping at itself, then we need to understand another one. This is wisdom realizing emptiness. So these two minds is actually contradictory and directly contradicts each other. So that's why it's important to know here that only the actual antidote can counteract or discard the ignorance of grasping at itself.
Yeah, thank you. You have some questions? Any questions? Yeah.
Could you provide some guidance on how to not be ignorant when we have to think of the future and plan things? Because I find that the more I think, the more ignorant I become. Thanks.
Gishlata Moran Maung Bitola Lamdun de Nang to Reves. Upper to Karesana Chidrua Chip Masheba the daughter Moranki. Chik Maung be told some time do Maung Kazu Samlo Manga and Tande Chik Bishapa Mongwa Doch, Tende to the Manga Ledu. And Tende Tolia Lamdun Nang to Reves.
Tanda ngege technology karso da nyamnyong senanda ngege shinyun rawati nanju korang tolaya tuzu kiebara asra. Tanga dida drevi tolna daji lamdun senamandu samsu chikshayagi desyoresa. Tima imbi daji nga mesi kedangal da lamdun rodi nga la shuas ki yomarda asra ti changmuro da yomaro asra. Kansi nga nyamnyong ki yomaro da. Ta nanchu tola ane chi mitsindi nangla pento kazu yome. Ane chi dine pachi ni kewa chimala kazu pengu yome. Tene tawada tamji kimbi kompo tawala ya kandaji pengu yome di ane chi kanla kansamgi karso tak choba sonro susu sem nangla yasha gyatama ta dindi jira asambi ane tak cho chi yore siro. Ta dingi shishogro asro.
For this question, of course, I don't have enough experience. Anyhow, what I know or what I have been experiencing in my life uh, is that with regard to Buddhism. So of course I have spent my whole life trying to study, meditate, and so forth with regard to Buddhism. So of course I will try to answer from that point of view, especially how to lead your life in next life or how to attain moksha and enlightenment. So with regard to these topics, I'm sure that I can actually give some kind of answers, and also I have some kind of experiences too. So from that point of view, of course, I can give some answers.
Teni tanganzo maungba temi mang sheti ro jacha ta chupchu dunchu teni tsen tar chimba seti yungula ta tsen tar chimba sena anchi pigi zubu tutsu zoni ani ta nganzo subu ki tseshi ta karsa di ku tutsu zoni rwa tutsu zoni ta ani shinruya yingora ta rwa rikchikta lo chunjong pegi niba mazo kong ta kien shenpa dindi chen ta shengi dindi yungor ta dindi su logare mazo mang chiaji ani gengo chan ta shigi yor wasra di chidigi ani ke cheshu nangi cheshu chigdi ta chig cheba chunjong kawla chig samlu natsu masing kawla ya nganzo ya kanga chigi yor wada pamal tende goya kanga chigi yor wada dindi ta ya 아니 gengo 차원디 아니 소소소 가서 따지 숙비 랑게 마 페비 갑 텔야 테니 에 랑싱기 아니 캡추사 세용 그랬다 저 수인의 캡추사 세용 그랬어 갑 투디 저진 바나다 지금 난추 시세 용인 진 바나 펜도 슈여서리 삼삼지 nga dit sorgu dos ra nga dit sorgu dos kansa na kap tudu zugbe pigi ranke pegi yo mardina sem na la ya samlu tansa chi yo bayna an tüsü de lamsang gyobo rohech tüsü gyobo rohech tianji ani tanganzu namgi lo de pak pegi ngan sewarta lo de buji da pak pegi jingani ani sosu mesil hama tüsü di 아니 루트야지 디 아니 비기 난추 난게 아니 딱 검선한데 삼로 땅데 디기 야자야당 때 두고 요레스
어디 마총으로 튀네 갑스라
아
마시빙하루도
마시비
마기빙하루도
바로 겐고차 아니
라
축소소소 아니
알레 알레
내가 제 마투 지기요라다 딘디까블야 삼땅사치
Yes, yes. So in future, when we talk about future, and most of us, maybe I can give something like tell something like 60 to 70%. So what we feel is when we are about to die, or when we get older, then we die. So, but sometimes what happens is of course, we die accidentally, accidentally, or some causes that. So most of us, we die when our maybe I can say like expiry date is finished. Then we die. So, so here, the most important thing to understand is, of course, when you are very young, at that time, you have to rely on your parents since you are not able to look after yourself. So you have to rely on someone. This is natural. And then at certain age, you don't have to rely much on others. Of course, you can do your job and so forth. Then at certain stage, again, you have to rely on someone. That is when you are very old. Uh, at that time, I feel that it's if you have some kind of understanding and if you do some kind of practices of Buddhism at that particular time, then I guess it will be very beneficial. And time will move faster. And you have, at that time, your mind will be at peace. And actually, one can spend their time easily. So, then whatever the remaining ages that age that you have, you can actually try to spend that precious time, by practicing or by thinking, by using critical thinking and meditate on some important things. So like these, you can spend your time.
nga phela kire ani tamadela Australia lebar asra nga phela lochubden phada nga phela dera ta phela de teni nga ta yaga yon lobjon sing tamaden delle digi tangi gi phög nedang da phög mig nedang da Australia mig nedang samangi ta singyor asra ani tan dabala chitang gi chagi pena benjo gi tunjing gi chagi pe yabu yor ita yorda ina ya 지 gengo mambu ji pi gensu kanla dechi 대한 지 부수톡 치는 대댕이 빼mam부도 왔어. 그 공부치는 많습니다. 이 mam부치는 뭐이 무슨 도 gengo도 뒤즈 맞아지. 아니 뒤즈 만드니 되니 강한 체딩이 빼 mam부도 왔어. 아니 다 배도지 바나 gengo도 속에 지 소소소 니마기 비게 계절 제약 추 돌아 상모다야 뒷 마사르체네 아니 뒤쳐든 여보 저 정이라지 아니 디오레스 페나 겐고도 그다 마네 정거다 마네도 스당데디 락베 세모 코라 아니 세친 아 딘디차 만체 딘디차더스 딱 니마질이야 마네 페나 아니 직동 정거였는다 아니 동자 가시 정거였는다 아니 디코 뒤졌다 딱 사주 샘텔때 아니 차츠야 있는다 추버피에 있는다 아니 상론단에 군절로 쏘았다야 간던저야 시온디 샘 디베 시디 파페브지 토니 아니 겐고도 뒤져도 러시아 거랬어
As I was born in Tibet, and of course, in the end, right now, of course, I'm here in Australia. I have spent I have spent 17 years in Tibet, and then I went to India and I studied there. So lastly, I am here in Australia. So I, you know, do understand what is the situation there in Tibet and what is happening here in Australia too. What is the situation here? So of course, with regard to facilities and money and wealth and conducive factors, all are very, very good here in Australia. But with regard to elderly people, of course, they are spending their time. What this is my experience that they spend their time. It seems very difficult, and most of them, they are not able to spend their time well, and they seems to be in very very difficult position, especially with the way they think or the mental attitude. It seems quite difficult. But in Tibet, elderly people, they in the daytime, they do their, activities, and they try to always think positively, and they always try to, practice the Dharma in whatever way they can. They might be reciting this money mantra. And while reciting this money mantra, most of these elderly people, even their there's this nails seems to be weighing or exhausted because they recited the money mantra lots and lots of time. So maybe in per day they are reciting 1,000 or 2,000 money recitation or money mantra, and maybe they might be doing prostrations or they are doing circumambulation and offering. So like this, they seems to be, or they are trying to spend their times like that, and they seem to be, their mental attitude and their mind seems to be at much happier and happier state.
Gengo dozogi the sosu supu kyo shugar de sem nanglo ya pigi kunjola ya tebasha ichichi mulam jawandi drawer to samja thamje deva the demper shows tunga the teva shows sem ding the mulam jagores tus jawandi sempa phakpe bu pecha gorda sempa lele chin degores tara desa dindi tungen zombo yo mare saya dindi yo mar de ne ya sempa phakpe bu pech degores ta dinza number sanji bi chudi gengo kawlaya kyo chimala pengri segore kyo chimala mandro ngin ya ani kyo chimala drokala mo zoraje gengo kawlaya jacha jatama sosulaya pendo yobati jacha jatama resro tanganzu debalaya ani gensu kan tindilaya ngam mambu drorada gengo mambu ji pe kala kawchi degdara 다 두수 대사근 튕긴 사야 두수 약부 슈도 다 두수 샘나라야 추 돌아 삼로 땅이죠 봐나 다 기부 슈진 갱고 메시지 기부 슈진 아니 조토야도 야시 야단 버레샤스 다추 돌아 삼로 땅서 메디 아니 부스토 버랑 진 부스토 부치 아니 진 힘만 만들고 부부두 야부 마제고 두수 참 샘난 코 아니 베디 콘도사 아니 샘버shum 댕이 빼만부 열었어. 네 제자 자다마 한바치에면 먼저 별이야 딘디 gen고다 미식바다 말다 있나요? 빼 니용르스 자차 빼 니용르스 디 가리기 아니 에 tum드리스 라운디 샘디 남바산지비 출래야 때니 최고 돌아 상당히 저 디기 까든 나 딘디 전 통고도 쓰라
So when you become elderly person, of course your body becomes fragile, and it's of course your body is not young anymore. So that's why it's important to if you at that particular stage, if you can think well, so it will be beneficial for you. In Tibet, those elderly person, you know, uh, even when they say some kind of prayers, they always say prayers like, may all the transmigrators be happy. So if you say something like these kind of prayers, then actually it brings a lot of happiness in your mental continuum. Um, in Tibet, okay, of course, there's these elderly person. Uh, the facilities are not so well, but they seem to be very happy. I guess it's because of Buddha Dharma. And since we are saying that this if you try to practice Buddha Dharma, then it will benefit in next life. But you know maybe we can say that of course it will benefit next life, but before going for the next life, this life at the very end, when you become elderly person, at that time, if you really do some kind of practice, then it will definitely help you at that stage. um, from my own experience, actually, I went to see many old age house in Australia. And facilities are wonderful and they have very good facilities. But the people who are residing there, who abides there, those elderly person, they seem to be in quite difficult situation, especially about the mental attitude. And they always think about, children. Their children is doing not doing well, and they, all this negative thinking are there, and this seems to be, affecting them very much. So on the other hand, in Tibet, of course, there are some elderly person who have this, who are in similar situation, but most of them seem to be very, very happy. And and I guess this is because of the practice of Buddha Dharma that they are able to live happily. Yes.
Tinza ngaran 통술 dara ngegi 통술라 야 아니 단다 뜻지 오스트레일리아 기타 셴기서로 셴기서기 난추딜이야 도나데 세투기 바나 마움바 데네 아니 소수 메세디 기부슈치 마움베 메세디 알야 펜도 슈치 여버티 단데 콘디시와나지 디 융그레스로 가서는 치기지 되네지 아니 벤조리 사양 통역인 튕긴디 아니 따지 잠블링람 요마르슬람나 랍샤야 딘디기 튕긴 상부저라스라 디 톨라야 낭기 셈니 삼로 땅땅기 비기 아니 림바디 신제디 찍레바나 데니 푸숨 쳐버세디 차사리스
Uh, this is what I feel from my point of view in Australia. So there are many younger people, so younger generation. If they try to learn what is Buddhism and if they try to practice Buddhism or Buddha Dharma, then I guess in the future it will help those younger generation a lot. Of course, you can see or we all know that you know the facilities here are wonderful, very good facilities are here, and uh, well or whatever, maybe you're like eating, drinking, and whatever. These we have wonderful facilities here in Australia, but what is lacking is inequalities or mental attitude. So if we kind of try to understand what is the meaning of inequalities and how one can apply in one's own life, so then our life will become meaningful.
다 남바산지 위치디 저당다 수장은 장초어다 수장도는 다 야가지마도 요마라스라 악돈도 다지 로션 비깔이야 수부 다르비깔이야 피기 엄봉아 다르비깔이야 시비깔이야 아니 난주 돌때 삼당 토고이나 야시자다만 잡만 로존 삼을 다가라스라 로존 삼을 찍바라다 난주에 다가래 아니 에 피기 다 조니 아니 장된 쳇 레균데 송세나 마스나 개왕가시 켈레나 말나 쭉 장된 쳇 아니 디렌도스로 좀 된디 남들 거는데나 장대라 그 돈은 줘야지 근데 장된 제 마퉁이 미소 아니 지 비기다 뉴무 숙집이 왕게 장된 제 두금에 와지 통해 열었어 딘통온디 장된 제 마퉁이 밀어야 아니 컨트롤 사이에 잡려야 닌지 깨진 거랬어 닌지 선선 제와 깨지 디기 아니 소수기 부서 거랬어 년코를 내 팽거를 조조디 아니 소소 아니 박페부시 소거랬어 우유 니스 피길이야 인지기야 되게 아니 소소 삼컴디 시대 소거랬어 디타 낭저기다 로탄산남도 아니 딘디치레스
with regard to Buddhism or Buddha Dharma, of course, whoever uh, can learn this Buddhist Dharma, Buddha Dharma, especially if you are young, then if you can take interest, or then at that stage, if you try to learn or practice Buddha Dharma, it will be very beneficial for you. So whatever, usually whatever this uh thing that you learn, if you from when you are very young, if you try to learn at that age, it is quite beneficial, or especially when your all the sense faculties are intact and very clear. So that's why at that stage, if you can learn any kind of you know uh, training, so it will be beneficial for you. And like that, of course, when you are young, so if you try to take interest in Buddha Dharma, then of course it will bring lots of changes in your life. Then with regard to Buddha Dharma, so it always talks about truth, how to lead your life in a truthful manner. So whether you believe next life or past life, so of course it's important. It doesn't matter much. So if you are leading your life, in a truthful manner, then it will benefit you a lot. And it's because of you know, uh, since you are under the power of negative emotions, then one will never be able to, lead a truthful life yourself. So if you are not able to lead a life in truthful manner, then you will never be at ease with yourself, and your mind will, never feel relaxed and so forth. So, so how one can become at ease, how one's mind become at ease and at peace is, by practicing love and compassion, by practicing, the truthful truth. Uh, so if you can practice all these things, especially this positive emotions, if you try to develop these positive emotions, then of course one will be able to lead a meaningful life in future. So these are, some the main concept of Buddhism.
간서나 배는 안서 다 지단게 안서 제조하는 로브종 거다 에 가서다 로브종 띵사보 깔레카슈드다 안 체리그라 와서 난추 딜리 띵사바메나 레라직 자니니요 말레스 라 답변은 체리 돌아야 가주 로브종 책임 바이나야 가주 스기피기 체리기 시제티 드라바이나야 아니 먼저 규기 작당 용을 줘야기 직 리글람 코란 매겨러지 도와서라 나도 체리 가주 개발도 속이 되니 에 댄섬당 작당 로디 슈크체를 줘줘러지 디카당바 말다서라 우연히서야 드니어서 난추기 띵사보디 가주 스기 심바 디츠기 작당 로디 용으로 거래서 다 디기 간주 메질라 카르팽그르세 착당글로도 뇽드로바나 카르팽그레스 착당글로도 망드로바나 간주 메질라 카르리우그레세 디다 다란싱 졸리그로스로
Generally speaking, so if you are, learning or studying the modern science, so of course it will bring uh, lots of beneficial, or it will be beneficial to study modern science. And from the point of view of modern science, if you can study that, so actually this is quite complex. This subject is quite complex, and of course it is vast and profound too. So if you try to think, Buddha Dharma, then this subject is, quite complex and vast and profound too. So then if you try to, understand the science or modern science, what modern science brings about is what they try to teach is, if you try to study more about science, I don't think it will minimize or lessen the negative emotions in your continuum. I don't think it will minimize your negative emotions in your mental continuum. So maybe sometimes, it will actually increase, if uh, uh, increase these negative emotions such as competitiveness, attachment, anger, hatred, and so forth. On the other hand, if you try to study, contemplate, uh, you know, Buddhism, then then it will, help you to minimize or lessen the all these negative emotions such as attachment, anger, competitiveness, and pride, and so forth. So then if you ask me question like how this helps in one's own life.
들어다 난추 비기 시온디 난추 셰조디 아니 뇌제 뉴무레샤스 이제 뉴무 점고도스 뉴무 빵고도스 뉴무 빵비기 탑려야 단 디리디리디 용고도스니 아니 난슈도 로고여라스라 뉴무 여바이나 카르치고레 마탕와티 용거다 뉴무 여바이나 테니 장데 마임비기다 아니 차와딜리 거다 뉴무 병기 다 디마도 샘플 니 가르시야 바이나야 아니 뉴무 빵고도스 뉴무 뉴도스 거 라우 거려 말았어 텐즈페는 체리로지 잠바이나 가즈스 잠바이나 디기 뉴무 고야기 투야기 균생 거려 말 간스니 뉴무 고비 탑 거라 셰고 말다 디디 케바 요르스라
With regard to Buddha Dharma, then it always talks about how to extinguish the negative emotions. This is something we don't want. And what are the skillful means to discharge all these negative emotions? So if you have negative emotions in your mental continuum, then one will never be able to become a rightful person. And one cannot say that he or she is, telling the truth and so forth. So whatever action, whatever activities that you might be doing, these activities will never become like truth or rightful one. So on the other hand, so these are, always talks or teaches in Buddha Dharma. And on the other hand, these are not being taught in modern science that, so how to discard the afflictive emotions, how to discard the negative emotions. So what are the ways to deal with negative emotions? This is something that never taught in modern science. So these are the some of the differences.
데르다 난추 거는 고츠그디니 단단한서 단진 고츠그디니 아니 수점다 셰럽 깨지 레선 데르다 난추 님부 데르다 수점 땡인진 아니 셰럽 숨디 아니 술점도 가르레스 라운디 술점 네 술점 그 고와다 술점 그 된다다 하고 봐나 다가랑 게다 장된 고축 살에서 미기주봉 술점 시온데 간스나 장된 디 랑기 대와 줍촉 톱당 요리 랑기 동할세 톱당 요르다 이네야 랑기 대두 그체도 쟁 대와 초야 쟁라 동안 지야기 톱당도 요 말아봤어 근데 디엔텀 체야기 아니 가서 다 쯤도 무슨 찍어봐디 술점도 차고 그랬어 간슨 잠블에 나라미 망치야기 수수 디기 그체도 쟁라야 아니 촉점 지야 쟁라 동아때야 쟁 대와 초야 근데 그냥 진 로거스 또 참아 용사디 니몸 비쌈을 때니 용구요레스
Then with regard to Buddhism, so since we have started our session at that time, we talked about ethical discipline and wisdom and so forth. So of course, these are very important topics in Buddhism. So, ethical discipline, concentration, and wisdom. So if you understand what is the meaning of this ethical discipline, then naturally you will understand what do you mean by truth? What do you mean by reality? So you will understand naturally. So you have all the right to have, peaceful or to lead a happy life, and you have all the right to understand how one should live our life in a peaceful way. So on top of that, you should also understand that you don't have right to harm others. So if you try to harm others, then it is actually going against the ethical discipline. So it, this ethical discipline is something, if you try to understand from this point of view, then you will understand well this concept. You will understand well. So when we talk about this ethical discipline, so since I already mentioned that we all want happiness and we do not want suffering. So generally speaking, and most of us, what we are doing is, to have a better life or to lead a better life. Actually, you tend to harm others. So this is actually not the right way to do or right way to act. So why you are harming others, it's because of your own negative emotions. Since negative emotions presence in your mental continuum, then you tend to harm others, you tend to tell lies and so forth. Yes.
되게 저당에 베스라 갈시에 몸 조여요 말다스라 그래서 저 신바였나 저 따로시스
So please ask some more questions. So if you don't have questions, then I can go on and on and on.
I can ask a question, Geshe. Geshe, could you explain what would you describe as being the key aspects of Buddhism that differentiate it from some of the more well-known or famous religions such as Christianity, Islam, Judaism?
갈라스
Usually, 아니 낭비기 투모마인 베케주 아니 근데 카시 치페시 갸도 그레베스 아버도 아니 출루 셴바다 두바이나.
다들 대시 장에 등일에 게라스라 딘대시 장 땅이 my responsibilities chagdasra.
Of course, I will explain this as it is my responsibility to explain this.
다들도 심죽 제바나 되니 남비기 따와당 줘봐 니인거레스 남비 따와도 줘봐 니티 아니 출루 현다 만다웨 남비기 따주 니인거레스 주디 아니 따와디 통 남비다 토모 많이 비기 아니 좀 된디 따 개주직디 따위 통네 용도 왔어.
So then if you try to analyze, what is the some attributes or aspects of Buddhism that which is different from other religion. So then you can think about, in Buddhism, we can talk about its view and conduct. So these two actually is we can make differences from other religion. And with regard to these two, then the view becomes more important. So especially Buddha Shakyamuni himself, tried to emphasize more on this view, since this view is the main differentiation, bit from other religions.
되니 출루 현바 더 상만 있어랬더라. 상만 있어다. 다 said raund trubachik killing your asra 다 raund trubachik killing 거다. 비기 센시샤 요요치 zugutusa 요요치 killing 거다. 남비 디마임바 아니지 파제니 니에 메바질이야. 땡인 종어치 땡종가 남자세지. 다 비기 제니 니기 메바 랑근은 맞춰봐. 라운드 맞춰봐. 아니 땡이 따봐. 땡인 종아 간지 너르드나 땡종 세야지 killing 거라서. 땡종 세야지 killing 거. 디 개바 시자데 디레샤스.
I guess most of other religions, but maybe I can say that all the other religion, actually they believe self. So this self something existed from its own side. From the point of view of Buddhism, then we don't assert a self where it actually, comes from its own side. So anyhow, Buddhism believes or asserts that all the phenomena is dependent on each other. So Buddhism stress that all the phenomena are actually dependent on each other, and they are lack of inherently existence. So there is a presentation called dependent arising. So this is something that you should know.
다 라운드 트바치 랑군 트바치 따츠티기 토는 줘봐야나. 되니 현라 제와기야당 현라 제위상바기 구비기다 균센 패시요 말했다. 요 말했어. 다 남비 따와 땡종이 땡종 따와디 킬레온디 최남 땡종 임바디 통온디 찍라 찍 중구 여버는 통온디 아니 셴 땡사 셴 개침보 임바당 아니 셴라야 가서 따지 그거를 용해 셴라 제바 용해 제비기 삼바디 땡종기 내룩 통비 또기 제비로 계거당데 송거라서 잠지 계거당데 송거라서 그래서 잠재기 로 잠재기 톤이 아니 룽하게 쥐어볼 레온디 아니 체험해 봤어요. 간지 어디 들다 따와 된종 쥐어봐 체험해 봤어요. 더 남비 도모마이 비케셔레스.
From the point of view of self, which exists from its own side, if you assert that or if you believe like that, then what happens is I don't think one can actually generate this love and compassion in one's own mental continuum, and there is you cannot give the right reasons for that. So that's why Buddhism, we believe this dependent origination or dependent arising, since all the phenomena depends on other phenomena. So if you understand this, then you will understand that others are more important than oneself. So then you will be able to generate love and compassion in your mental continuum, and you will be able to respect others. So if you understand this dependent origination, then of course, as I said earlier, that one will be able to generate love and compassion. So if you are able to generate love and compassion to all the other sentient beings, then you can naturally you will not harm others. So these are the two most important thing in Buddhism. So not to harm others, and what is the view.
Excellent.
Is it okay? Is it clear?
Ada.
Good morning, Geshe. Just possibly, could you talk a little bit about Buddha nature? Yeah, so we understand our potential, like to become a Buddha. We also understand our potential for our afflictions. And now, can you speak a little bit about our potential of Buddha nature? Thank you.
Kishla ni sangi ki riktola ya tisnorochis.
더 상기가 리기어버티 소디 텐종 돈의 주거레스. 상기가 리기어버티 텐종 돈.
Now, with regard to Buddha nature, whether Buddha nature is there or not, it's one can actually try to see from the point of view of dependent arising or dependent origination. So if you try to understand this dependent origination, then one will also be able to understand this Buddha nature.
다들 간다서 주거레스 라운디 최남 땐니 종이 비근신기 아니 라완도 맞춰봐. 라완도 맞춰봐. 라완도 맞춰봐 인자 아니 라완도 추바다비 로 마리바 텔레데비 차당 계수 니문초고 로지어라스라 디 아니 텐종 통위 로이토기 아니 뉴무비기 로디디 아니 신줄로임바 아니 디디 세기여바 디디 빵기여바 디다 아니 주원디다 디 디리스다 지단 상기리 딱 오니 고반 탈두나 디가는 주고도 상슬라운디 뉴무 탐제스 바 아니 상여레스 엔 최 탐지 내룩더니 똑투야 요레스. 근데 마투야디 샘 니무 드버리 마도 니무 파상 바이나 참통 투그르세. 더 베즈글 디레스 더와.
How this is possible, how by understanding the dependent origination leads to understand of Buddha nature. So if you understand the all the phenomena are dependent on each other, they are lack of existence in such a way where they establish it inherently, then you will understand the real meaning of this Buddha nature. Since because of not understanding the dependent arising or dependent nature of all the phenomena, so we are under the power of afflictive emotions or negative emotions. So we are not able to understand what is the meaning of afflictive emotions and how this afflictive emotion can be extinguished. So then in Tibetan we have this word sangye. Sang means uh, to discard all the afflictive emotions, and ge means to understand whatever the phenomena, to understand the nature of these phenomena. So if you understand all these things, then one will, of course, be able to, understand the Buddha nature too. Yes.
근데 상기기 탐지 킹그레스 라고라. 만줄에 람딘 신주 말로바. 람딘 체토 그랬다. 만줄 람딘 신주 말로바. 체동은 상기라다. 딘디기 람딘 신주 말로 체동이 상기 디 야, 아니 공방문도 치야게 만줄에야 릭지요레서. 마시바 신 투야기 아니 리곰 니바지요레스. 만통 와든 통 투야기 리곰 니바지요레스. 어딜다. 띵한줄 요레서 왔다.
Buddha can actually see or apprehend or understand all the phenomena or all the nature of phenomena. And Buddha is the one actually who taught us, who shows us the path, who shows us the right path to right path to us and how to attain enlightenment. So to attain this enlightenment, actually, then you can think like, okay, we have some kind of potential in our mental continuum, and to see the things as it is, and we have the potential to uh, uh, or we have potential to pacify our mind too.
배는 안주다 게임 마시바 신투야 안줄 니바 열어서 되는 단다로지나 다지 배나 난주 싸워진 바이나 난주 내든 신경 말디 마시바 디 찬산 신투야기 니바든 안줄 열어서 디 니방 문도 줘봐라 가르치 왔다 소수 배준 치고 오다서 안줄 배준 제바는 안주다 산계살 줘야겠다 니바 리 열어서 왔다 단단직 마시바디 다가라 마시바치니 아니 라그 말했어. kon 교단은 교단 요랬다. 됐다 산기 리기여바 셰고야기 균센 쪼르도 그거 쪼디 안 소소소소래디 니바 여바이나 니바디 가르친 땡고요 말했어. 니바디 가르친 촐라단 거랬어. 어디리다 딘디기 지 남주기야기 아니 타블로메 요래 무여 니스 다가 차고한자 아니 산기 리디다 산기 줄로 나올래다 계시무 쇼진 송구도 하서라
So we have the potential to understand all the languages. So whatever language that you want to learn. And since if you are trying to learn Buddha Dharma, then we have the potential to understand Buddha Dharma too. So then we are here we are only talking about the potential. Then when it will manifest, so it will manifest as we try to study or as we try to put more effort. Then one day, of course, uh, we will understand all the points. So at that time, we can say it manifests. When we talk about Buddha nature, then since we are talking about the potential here, so these, so what there are some potential to understand, potential to see the reality. So that means it can change. Uh, so with regard to this Buddha nature, then the main purpose of uh, telling you or main purpose of understanding this Buddha nature is if you try to understand that we have this amazing potential to attain enlightenment and so forth, then and of course then uh, there is skillful means to attain enlightenment. So that's why Buddha nature plays a very important role in our life, and also this Buddha nature is one topic where it becomes very important in Buddha Dharma also. Yes.
학도도 당한 다 미진 반자 로신리 케버트 파과 돈줄리 케버트 파과 다 미진 반자 디기 따지 자월랍 체슈 가르쳐 두고 그랬어. 라 자월랍 체슈 제 두개 니바지 기어봐나 니바드 다 땡고 그랬다. 다 니바드 초라 땅반다 방부 쇼즈라서 어디 산지 릭 랍샤치 그래도다 릭 랍샤소로 그래도다.
Moreover, we are human beings and we are actually quite different from other animals. And so whatever the capacity or whatever the potential that we have, actually, we should use this potential in a positive way. So one should not waste this potential just like that. So look,
데다 소소소 대어드비아다 동아세야기 삼로데다 돈줄라 연구여라서 소소 되기 기체도 됐니 아니 셴레 네바탄야 셴 사야 소바 참아 돈줄 지거다 당 안주 밀어야 된디 마힘바 랑기 대어드비아 랑기 동아세야기 엔 톱단 여바티 톱단들레 디기 랑기 디기 기체도 셴라야 동안지야 셴기 톱단 tro야다 마힘바 잔딘지기 토네 드야기 니버디 간줄라 여반자 안주 디 니버디 떼는 드바인다 디 아니 더 추레샤스 남바산지 위치 대버시 위치 데레다 이제는 네버시야다 다 두시 쓰거다
look. So if we try to think only about oneself and think only about one's own happiness and try to, clear away the negative emotions only about for oneself, then this is something that it's common to animals. So uh, we have the potential to help others. We of course we have the potential to benefit other sentient beings. So actually, one should stress more on this. And we have uh, the potential to lead our life in a truthful way. So, So if we are able to do this, then actually we can say we are practicing Dharma, especially we are practicing this Mahayana tradition or Mahayana path. So if you try to harm others and if you try to think only about oneself, then this is not the good idea at all. So from the point of view of Mahayana, or if you try to harm others, this is the worst thing to do. Yes. So other questions? Yes.
What's the difference between enlightenment and always being aware and always being equanimous?
No. So what do you mean by this equanimous?
I mean, no craving, no aversion.
Okay. Okay. Tamorantiyo dirsha sangi 세당 아니 카드니 직 karse burda ngo she barse bur ra cheba tende dawda ani tanyum dune sange tang ani 직 karse burda tanyum dune siyora da de cha ta she dang dang de de karse burda de wang du ma so ya tingi par ke ba khari yor sange se dang
더 상기하기 문주기 차긴 소리디 단념들이야 차거레스 차단기 시원도 만들어와 샘 단념들이야 디 상기하기 문주 차긴 소리지레스
So this, when you talk about this economics or equanimity, this is actually the preliminary requisite to attain enlightenment.
제 베나 nganzu dawjin bana rangi chola chak yen chola ya dangyak samlo diyorasra di di maribi onki ra maribi onki chongri mato ani chi lo maribi de mena chak gosa je dang gosa ji yungu yo marestra re chak dang lo di yungu yo marestra chak dang lo di yungu yo mares
So why we are not able to generate this equanimity? It's because since our mind is always, our mind tends to attach to our near and dear ones and feeling that distinct from enemy. So why this comes about is it's because of ignorance. So if you don't have this ignorance, then this attachment and aversion and so forth will never arise in our mental continuum.
다들 십사보시는 다 뒤수 쉬운 거군도 마도 착당 글로디 아니 비율 내수 아니 셀게 왔다 된 로지레스 이거 내루 내서 강인 받들 아니 베나 이동원지 바이나 아니 이동 원설레 베나 자세 자다오지 바이나 자세 자다 뉴슈스 자세 자다 아니 숨주스 따딩 로스르지 즉 누워지 바이나야 드니마 아니 코랑 세실레 베드마 밥친 따딩이 로 딘디질이야 착당 글로생이 딘디질 왔어. 디 딱딱딱 맞춰야 돼. 마시비 온게 들어와. 진짜 마리발 투여레스. 또 마리발 세 온디 딱딱 아니 코랑이 니서 강이 뭐 딱딱 통야지 용그레스. 근데 아니 그 찬염을 해마도 찍을래야 다는데 찍을 차고야 균생 거래요 말했어. 들어. 로 양다바지 끼바는 디 균생 거래요 말했어. 디 상기야 운주 차긴데레스.
So if I try to go in detail, so it's quite difficult, and of course we don't have enough time. So then how this attachment and aversion arises in our mental continuum. So when we talk about attachment, so this attachment arises, and also there's this aversion or anger arises in our mental continuum. So it's because of these two mental factors which leads to all the negative emotions or all the different problems in our mental continuum. So if you try to pinpoint or if you try to understand this attachment, so this attachment arises. When this attachment arises, you are not able to understand the real situation, since you are over conceptualizing the object. So in reality, from the point of view of object only, so of course that object is beautiful, maybe 100% it's beautiful, but in your mind you think that 120 or 130% you consider that object as beautiful object. So that's why the object and object possessor is mismatched, or it is not in accordance with the reality. And with regard to this anger also, it's similar. When anger arises in your mental continuum, then at that time you feel that you need to distance from that object. And at that time, what you feel is that in reality, so that object is, of course, it's something that you don't want to see, but you tend to overconcept, you are not able to see its qualities. So this is the main point here. And so why we are not able to do this is it's because of the ignorance. We are not actually understanding the right situation, or the right nature. So if you understand the real situation or the reality itself, then you don't have to feel that attached to someone and anger to some other. So there is no reasons at all.
들다 다님 통디 직규 통디 더 직벌었다 로르주디 비 대원 대바당 동안 문대바 더 직바 임바디 통용디 아니 직라 대와 고바당 직라 대와 무고베기 더 준센 싸우니 요 말았으라 직 동아더 타 완도야다 직 동아더 타 무고야기다 준센 싸우니 요 말다 직바 직이하나 왔으라 딘자 탐지 다 심전 탐지 대원 대바도 동안 문제비 심전 탐지로 대화다 되는지 말로 동안다 되는지 말로 냠비 로디 연구요레스 로드 슉치르치르 로안디 다디 탐지 대화다 대화는 거보다 동아세와디 나라랑기 책이 냠비 로드지 연구요레스 로드 디 기위 토네 되니 아니 좀 두시야다 공반 종원디 아니 비기 즉 심전 탐지기 감다 매바 쳇다와 신도 빼기 아니 람딘 쳇둥인기 니바드 데마질래 온디 다델 상기세 그래서
Then of course this all the sentient beings actually want happiness and do not want suffering. So if you try to think from this side, then you can say this is equal or equanimity. So there is no point just saying that, somebody wants more happiness and somebody wants less happiness. So this is quite equal to all sentient beings. Then if you if you try to think, may all sentient beings be free from suffering. May all sentient beings have happiness in their mental continuum. So this thinking or this powerful prayers, if you try to develop this, then later uh, you will feel that I will uh, try to help all sentient beings uh, from the free of suffering. So later then this very thinking that it develops, then at particular stage where uh, you will become that enlightenment, or you have such power where you will be able to help all the sentient beings, or you will be able to teach all the sentient beings with whatever they desire.
Tajaran tiyo di tanda tende jaran tiyo maan ro resra. Ani nga tuzu me da peji mora volunteer ani jaran mintu ni dawa yunga tuzu ana tiyo tanda nga len shu chos. Tuzu kishin bo resra.
So I guess while I am trying to answer all these questions, maybe it will bring more doubts in your mental continuum. Then of course we don't have enough time, so we will stop here. And as you are a volunteer, then of course you can come next time, and you can of course ask me some other questions also.
Thank you so much.
Page 9 of the text, or on the screen there. From my two types of merits, vaster space that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom eyes blinded by ignorance. Even though I do not reach this state, may I be held in the loving compassion for all lives. Manjushri, may I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings. May I please all the Buddhas by my practice. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness in the minds of all beings, the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion, in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I reveal the treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish to liberation be granted bounteous peace, and may the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this greater path to enlightenment, completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their sons, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and create conducive conditions for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes effort to act in accordance with tenfold Mahayana virtuous practice, may always be assisted by the mighty ones. May oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. Incomparably kind, the Supreme Tenzin Gyatso, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, may have a long life and all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Okay, so page 12. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losam, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness to accomplish this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings, through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparably venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-mindedly for the sake of victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge. For other living beings, you suddenly depart to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth, the blessings, the ocean, the three jewels, and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of victorious ones, may the smile of reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Janchu Sencho Rinpoche, Mage Panam Ke Gyoche, Kapa Nyamba Me Payang, Gone Gondu Pelwa Sho.